I've been a journalist for 40 years in my life, and journalists and governments have very different functions, and sometimes that leads to a more adversarial relationship. Journalists, as we know, are supposed to play a watchdog role in our democracy. We try to keep elected officials honest and try to look out for waste and fraud in government, but talk to people in government who work in government, and they sometimes see journalists, they sometimes see us as consumed by scandal, not terribly interested in what government does or how the work gets done. Government and journalists, the free press, also have a fair amount in common. They both serve the people, the citizens of this nation. They both serve as institutional foundations for our democratic republic. And they both have a serious credibility problem with the American people. We are a deeply divided nation right now. We are deeply cynical in many respects. We're a country that's finding it difficult to have a civil conversation, much less find common ground. Our discourse, both from the left and the right, is increasingly coarse. Social media can be almost incendiary. Twitter is too often a toxic stew filled with taunts and insults. Facebook, a place where you end friendships because of political differences. Compromise too often now is seen as a bad thing, a sign of weakness. And when it comes to the news, we want to be affirmed as much as informed. We read, watch, and listen to people with whom we agree, and we ignore, discredit, or demonize those with whom we disagree. In the eyes of some, that unwillingness to listen to differing points of view or agree on what is or isn't a fact has even darker implications. A few months ago at Marquette University Law School, where I work, I interviewed an author. His name is Tom Nichols. He's written a book called The Death of Expertise. It's a book he started writing several years ago. Tom Nichols is worried about the future of our republic. In part, he says, because we're proud of not knowing things. Americans don't trust anyone anymore, he writes. They view all institutions with disdain. In a democracy, this level of cynicism is poisonous.